While the coronavirus ravages the world, the search continues for better treatments and more vaccines to slow the spread and cut off the pandemic. Among some of the treatments over time, which also generated controversy, has been the hydroxychloroquine. We can also remember remdesivir, an antiviral medication that is set to target a range of viruses and many others. But a new drug which seems to be on the list of speculations is Ivermectin. Now, the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, has recently advised African countries against the use of Ivermectin for treating COVID-19, saying there is no conclusive clinical data to support its safety and efficacy. Well, Mrs. Folashade Lawal is a fellow Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, associate member, Royal Pharmaceutical Society, and also member Clinical Pharmacists Association of Nigeria. She joins us now for more. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
All right, tell us, what
Good
is
evening.
Good evening. What is Ivermectin, and what's it originally used for in humans, to treat in humans?
Ivermectin is an antiparasitic drug, and originally it's used to combat onchocerciasis, that is river blindness, filariasis. It's also used against scabies and a few other parasitic infections in humans.
So in terms of perhaps any proven or potential users, what can you tell us about the drug? And this is also especially to treating COVID-19.
Well, it's been found to have some anti-inflammatory property, and then it's been found in laboratory studies to be effective against mRNA viruses. So it's been postulated that it might be effective against COVID, but we have not done enough clinical trials to buttress that.
But is there any clinical trial that is ongoing, for example, in Nigeria, on the drug Ivermectin?
Yes, I know that a clinical trial was done, and the only issue is that the population size is small, and very difficult to make a conclusion as to if we should use it or not. So more trials need to be done. And I know also that currently there is research being done to ascertain its safety, looking at the safety, and that is being done by pharmacists to look at the pharmacovigilance of Ivermectin. I also know that there's a group of researchers getting ready, also gathering momentum to do another research on clinical trials of Ivermectin in Nigeria.
There are some school of thought who say that the big pharmaceutical companies do not want Ivermectin to be used because they want to profit more from the expensive drugs to treat COVID-19. Do you agree?
I don't think so. I think that's just one of the wild thoughts. I think that, you see, in science, we don't just look at laboratory studies and conclude. We have to prove it, because it's not just about effectiveness. You have to be sure of the safety. So, and these two are still yet to be concluded as far as Ivermectin in the use of COVID-19 is concerned. Yeah, laboratory studies have shown that it could be effective, but we need to apply this to human beings. We need to find out what is happening when Ivermectin is used in humans, how effective it is, how safe it is, and this has to be done clinically. So until then, we cannot come out to say we want to use it.
Ms. Lawal, finally, how do we address the promotion of widespread use of such a drug, even without appropriate evidence of its efficacy and, more importantly, safety for this specific use?
Ivermectin is a prescription-only medication, so we need to advocate for that. We need to do a lot of public education. You know, we're in a pandemic. It's normal. Everybody is scared. We are wary of what is happening around us. People want anything that seems to be a solution. So we need to keep educating the public. The pharmacists are doing a lot in that. We're talking to public. We're letting them know that we should just exercise for more patients. Let's focus on what is proven to work. That's prevention. Wear your mask if you must go out. Social distancing. Clean your hands properly using appropriate and alcohol-based hand sanitizer, washing your hands with soap and water appropriately. Let's do those ones that we know work. And of course, we are getting ready for vaccines. In the interim, let's allow the clinical trials to be concluded. So a lot of public education will help us.
We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for your insight into the issue. Mrs. Folashade Lawal, Fellow, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.